Hello everybody, this is Pitchgull Black here, and welcome back to the Skulls General Reviews number 64, in which today I'm going to be reviewing Avatars of the Intelligence, my first Doctor Who book review of 2018, and what a way to start. But yeah, so without further ado, let us begin this Doctor Who book review by taking a look at the presentation of it. So for the cover we have a great read, brilliant characters and a plot that keeps surprising you, Jeremy Vine, aka a wanker. Then we have the Lucy Wilson mysteries with the Lucy Wilson silhouette there. Avatars of the Intelligence, Sue Hampton. And then for the actual cover itself, we have a nice sort of castle-y thing in the background with weird random spikes reminiscent of the web from Web of Fear, with a little sort of river down there, sort of stepping stones, silhouette of the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben with the Brigadier's ghost there. Then there we have Bill, sorry I mean Lucy Wilson. Then there we have Nardal, sorry I mean Hobo. And then there we've got the almighty Sunyata, sort of coming through a portal sort of type effects up at the top there. And then for the spine of the Lucy Wilson silhouette, Lucy Wilson, Avatars of the Intelligence, Sue Hampton, and then the Candy Jar Books logo down there. For the back we have the synopsis, Brigadier and Bill, sorry I mean Lucy Wilson, with this sort of coming out with this sort of nice, admittedly nice portal effect, covered by Steve Beckett. Visit candyjarbooks.co.uk. The barcode UK 7.99, USA 11.95. And now for the synopsis. From the world of Doctor Who, Lucy Wilson doesn't want to move from London to sleepy South Wales, but when she arrives at her new seaside home, it doesn't appear to be as boring as she expected. Ogmore by Sea seems to be under the control of a mysterious and powerful force, but why is Lucy the target, and why when students at her new school start to disappear does no one seem to care? With the help of her new friend Hobo, yes that's his name, Lucy Wilson must assume the mantle of her grandfather, the legendary Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, and defeat an invisible enemy before it's too late. The Lucy Wilson Mysteries is a Lethbridge Stewart spin-off adventure and features licensed characters created for Doctor Who by Mervyn Haseman and Henry Lincoln. This is the way our legacy is continuing, oh my fucking Jesus. Then there in the beginning we have the Lucy Wilson Mysteries logo again, Avatars of the Intelligence, Sue Hampton, Candy Jar Books, Cardiff 2018 with the Candy Jar logo. Then there you've got various copyright guff there, and a quote from Jeremy Pine there. A great read, brilliant characters and a plot that keeps surprising you. Sue Hampton writes in 3 dimensions. Avatars of the Intelligence draws you in from the very first page. A great read for teenagers and their parents actually. I tend to disagree. And there you've got 2 Lucas films, Joseph, Finley and Ben. And then there you've got the start of this book here. This is a 181 page long novella, I think you could call this, Doctor Who novellary book type of thing, spread across 19 core chapters. And then there you've got about the author, also available from Candy Jar Books, Thinner Than Water by Sue Hampton, which is The Norris Girls by Nigel Hinton, House on March Lane, Tommy Parker, Destiny Will Find You, I'm sure it will, and Keeping Clear of Paradise City. I hope the grass is green and the girls are pretty down there. But yes, with the presentation of this Doctor Who book out of the way with, what is the general consensus and my own personal thought and opinions on Lucy Wilson Mysteries, Avatars of the Intelligence? As for the general consensus of this Lucy Wilson adventure, it has an average rating of 3.88 out of 5 on Goodreads, with very positive reviews overall. Do I disagree or disagree with the general consensus? Find out in this review. In October of last year, I reviewed 2 different Lethbridge Stewart novels, The Forgotten Son and Night of the Intelligence. These formed a trilogy of books, with the other book, Time Squared, that I reviewed a couple months prior to these 2 reviews. This trilogy of which being a great continuation to what is my favourite Doctor Who villain of all time, the Great Intelligence. Due to review details I won't mention here, I brought up that the Night of the Intelligence in its respective review was an extremely good way of ending the legacy of the Great Intelligence and ending its story as a whole, completing a series of 5 stories with that aforementioned book trilogy and the 2 Yeti stories from Troughton's era. So naturally I didn't really want there to be any more Great Intelligence stories post-Night, as I thought that the legacy was complete and that it didn't need any additional toppings, as it were. So when I first heard about this book, Avatars of the Intelligence, I was both curious and neutral. Curious as it was possibly another, at best, decent entry into the world of the Great Intelligence, and neutral as, judging by the cover, it didn't really seem to be my kind of thing, as it appears to be a bit more family friendly and sort of turned down than the other 3 Lethbridge Stewart books featuring TGI, and also looking at the synopsis and whatnot. At its best possible outcome, I was expecting this book to be a good Great Intelligence novel that wouldn't contribute too significantly to the overall arc, but would be a good entry nonetheless. So was I right or wrong about being curious and neutral on the book? Right on neutral, but unexpectedly so. Yeah, I'm not going to try and hide it anymore. I hate this book. Absolutely hate it. The book itself, and I'm assuming this new spin-off series of what is already a spin-off series of Doctor Who, so a spin-off of a spin-off from the Lethbridge Stewart books, focuses on Lucy Wilson, the granddaughter of Lethbridge Stewart. The plot is that she moves from London to South Wales, and there's spooky stuff going on involving the Great Intelligence, and that's about it. Each event in this book is so blandly and plainly described to the point where it is ultimately uninteresting and just boring to read. Matters aren't helped at all by the book having literally no atmosphere whatsoever on top of that. And as if that wasn't boring enough of a reading concept to you on its own, this cake of blandness is iced with what is probably the most pitifully boring, bland and hollow characters I have ever encountered in a Doctor Who book. There is no attempt whatsoever even to flesh out the characters, to give them a little depth. They are empty, soulless and boring shells of what this book dares to call characters. Right, so what about TGI itself? This is what pissed me off most with this book. Avatars of the Intelligence just completely wastes this character. Not only that, it kind of wears it with pride. If I was to put together a comparison for this book, I would say that it's Class mixed with the Sarah Jane Adventures, Lethbridge Stewart spin-off Ranger books, and of all things, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, the latter of which being something you were probably not expecting to hear, as this is more of a family-friendly book, so an obvious riff or homage to a 55-year-old horror movie the kids wouldn't get is a bit odd. Maybe one for the older parents, maybe one for the older people reading the book, I guess. But the reason why I bring this up is that the book teases the Great Intelligence throughout until its reveal with these strange attacks by Seagull, and also these strange letters, which I guess is a nice nod to the Snowmen, the 11th Doctor story. The book clearly shows these Seagull attacks as something that should be scary and should grab the reader and keep them going to find out what is actually going on. Not only is it left up to the reader to assume why they were attacking in the first place at the end of the day, but to me it's ultimately predictable, having read the Lethbridge Stewart TGI trilogy that I have mentioned beforehand in this review. Seriously, if you've read those 3 and you go into reading this, it's pretty easy to figure out why they are attacking. That's pretty bad on its own, but the real kicker is how the villain is actually used in the book. Get this. This book is only 181 pages long. After hints and nods and whatnot towards it, TGI finally gets revealed a whole 113 pages into the fucking thing. And what does it do? Well, it possesses people, and that's about it. The great intelligence overall is what pissed me off the most about the book, as it is so clearly a marketing scheme through the general lack of actual enthusiasm to use it throughout the book. If you've seen my Night of the Intelligence review, you'll probably remember this purple dude on the cover called Sunyata, who is the great intelligence. I won't go into the explanation as to who or what this is here, but I did in my Night review if you want to check it out. Does he make an appearance in this book? You guessed it, he doesn't. As I said, clearly a stupid fucking marketing scheme to make people buy this shit. Overall, just avoid this book. It's one of the absolute worst Doctor Who books I have ever read, hands down. I am so happy that I managed to power through this disgusting, money-grabbing, buyer-manipulating, dull, hollow, boring slime in only 2 fucking days.